And therefore, we feel instead of looking ahead to the back, and they say, hey, I'm one friend. Mohammed Omar Khalil, originally from the Sudan, and I studied printmaking in Italy. I came in New York, 67, and after 1 year, I opened my own studio. And I've been doing my work and also printing editions for other artists. I also taught printmaking at the New School from 1970. Well, when I used to print for artists editions, it is known from the beginning that I tell the artist that I take a bat, which is a bon intérêt, like good to print. It's in French. It's given to the printer. If it were like a big editions, I used to take 4 prints. And if it were like medium, I take 2 prints. If it is very small, 1 print with the bat. It is a rule.
My name is Pepe Coronado, and I do believe in community art. So I invite artists to come and work with us here at the studio, where we publish their work. When we invite the artist doesn't have to have had any experience making prints before. So we train them on how to create the color separation or the block or the plate. And then we provide all the materials, the studio space, the printer, and we create the editions. And what we do is we split the edition in half. The artists keep half and the studio keep half of the edition. We sign a print certificate where all the information of the prints is documented, and then the artists set the price. Before we decide on the edition, there have to be a studio proof, and there have to be 2 printers proof generally. Sometimes 1, but most of the time 2, because 1 for me or for the printer and 1 for the assistant. And then the studio proof is for the studio portfolio. I don't rent the studio for artists to come and print. I have a few ways to work. One is the publishing that we do, and then we do contract work where artists hire the studio to produce their print and the edition. The other thing that we do for artists is that we do a lot of artist talk and portfolio presentations. We're trying to develop a direct connection to the buyer. And so one of the things we did, we developed a really good website that has all the information, all the work, all that stuff. And then by creating activities in the studio, people come and understand the process and how things work, and then that sparks more interest. And contacting collectors directly and things like that. So it's kind of trying to figure out how you create your own market. Print fairs are another outlet. I haven't done a lot of print fairs. I have done a few. And part of my idea right now, I'm not saying the print fairs are not good. I'm just saying that I'm trying to concentrate, go directly to people.
You have to get nominated. But the publishing program is where we select the artist. We do also have a residency in the summer that's called our SIP fellowship program. On my time off, I print for other artists like outside of the workshop. So we have about 40 monitors that are in charge of watching over the communal aspect of the studio. Internships here are unpaid, so they're all volunteer. Like everybody that works in the studio as an intern or a monitor, they all work for a time exchange. So for every hour that they work, they get 2 hours to work in the studio on their own work.
My name is Jeremy. I'm the studio manager here at the Lower East Side Print Shop. where we work with artists in a couple different ways. First is our contract printing works with an artist comes with us, to us with a project. They propose it and they pay for it, and we just provide the service for the printing. Another project that we have is the publishing project. That's where we invite artists to come and work with us. We fund the project and then create the edition in that way. Artists sign the edition, so whatever number that is, and then they'll sign, and this varies from print shop to print shop. There's no like set rule, but they'll sign artist proofs, which go to the artist and whoever they want to have one, maybe the gallery or whoever funded the project. And then there's also printer's proofs. It's sort of up to the artist and also up to the print shop if the printer is going to get a copy. Typically you do. Typically you do get one. And then there's also an archive proof or a BAT that also stays with us, kind of for our records. We also have a studio where people can rent studio time, and we have a key holder residency program that's awarded to 8 people twice a year.
The publishing model is that a certain number of prints will be produced. The publisher, the shop, sells those prints, and the first money that comes in goes towards production cost, and then after that, the profits get split between the artist. That's one model. I don't do that. There's a second model that's like more nonprofit shop, that is like the shop pays for the production, the artist is invited, and then the artist and the shop just split the prints. You get half of them, I get half of them. That's another model. The model that I run with is just a contract model. The artist, or sometimes a third party like a museum will want a benefit print or something, will just pay for collaborative time, and it'll just be $75 an hour, plus materials, plus helper. That number sometimes changes depending upon the project.
My name is Bernard Zalon, and I'm a printmaker, and I've been making etchings for 35 years here at the Art Students League, and that's how I make my living. Well, etchings are limited editions, and I've always done an edition of 150 prints. I don't print the whole edition at once. I print them as I need them. You know, I'll do maybe half a dozen or 10 prints, and then I'll number them, and if they sell, then I'll print more. And I keep track of the number. And once I reach 150, that's it. Some people make smaller editions of 10, which, I don't know, doesn't make any sense to me because they're etching. But if you can make a larger edition, why not?
In case the person, they have to buy editions in the sense, and they paid very little those days. And so I printed editions for the teachers sometimes of that time. From Shantiniketan I went to Paris. From Paris I went to Italy. And from Italy, Marino Marini, you might have heard about. In between, I did visit London. Henry Moore was the sculptor, so he taught me forever. Nandalal was my teacher. Yeah, this is Tagore. No, we waste your film.